Hello, boys and girls.
Hello, all.
How are you doing? And happy Halloween.
Yeah, well,
to
happy
you
Halloween
guys.
and welcome to November, because I think this comes out on 1st of November. So
Happy New Month.
Happy New
Do you know,
Month.
one of the things I find the funniest in life is Happy New Month.
when people send those
Because
things.
I'm just like, I mean, I get it, but I also don't get it. Having said that, I say Happy Sunday to people the whole time. I feel like I really get Happy Sunday, and Happy New Month is ridiculous.
But Sunday is like, Sunday is supposed to be, so this is the thing. And I don't know if I should be saying this, but as a preacher's kid, Sunday was not a weekend. My weekend ended on Saturday evening.
It was a day.
Because Sunday
a
was
day.
like, in fact, it wasn't even Saturday evening. It was Saturday. As soon as my mom says, "What are you wearing to church tomorrow?"
Yeah.
My weekend is over, because it has become a stressful thing. So I remember seeing all those easy, like Sunday morning, when people would say that, it never ever, I did not understand what they were talking about, because my Sunday morning started very early. Have to wake up, bath, you have to look a specific way. We're at church for a long time. Like, Sunday
so
for me
by the
wasn't
time
a
church
good
is over,
day.
you're tired. Did you guys then do like lunch and things?
Yeah, but then because my parents were always in like, they were quite stressed. So Sunday lunch was not like a fun thing.
Sure.
It was like they were very short-tempered.
You had to get things done.
Just, what's your homework? Have you done your homework? The whole day just felt very somehow.
I feel you.
But now as an adult, Fake men have been enjoying our weekends recently.
No, we
must tell
have.
you.
Let me not lie to you. And I'm really very much into it. Even my brother yesterday was like, come on.
Yes.
You're really taking this weekend.
I was so
I said,
happy.
bro, just because you don't have what you're doing,
I've been so happy.
it
So what
doesn't mean.
Finally, I can say, what did we do this weekend?
Wow, I saw you a lot.
Yes. So what did we
On
do
Friday,
this weekend?
I went to Leila's house to constitute a new
Yes,
stance.
you did. You
And
said you did.
honestly, the thing about Friday is that, like, you asked me why I did Friday. Like, someone was saying, oh, why? So on Saturday, who was telling me why am I so tired? And I was like, because I got home at 3:30. And they were like, oh, you went out. I was like, funny enough, I didn't go out. I was in that Leila's house, and we were playing and doing, like, you know when you used to like go to your friend's house when you were younger and just do rubbish. Like, I'm not begging your mom that can I
sleep over?
That's literally what was going on. Because even when I was leaving, she was like, you know you can't stay. I was like, you know we won't sleep. We'll be doing. So what did we do? First of all, we're pretending to work. That that didn't last. And then we decided what do we do after? Okay, so, we're gisting and this and that. And then we decided that we have enough friends who are like in love and happy, that we now concluded that two of us are not serious about love.
Okay.
And that is why, because any small thing, maybe somebody will message me or Leila, would be more answer. I was like, we're really not serious about where we're going. And she was like, isn't your wedding next year? I said, my dear. So we decided that we're going to do an experiment. We're going to join Bumble for 1 hour and see what happens. You guys, I kid you not, it was now up to 30 minutes where my uncle's friend sent my uncle a picture of somebody showing him that I'm on Bumble. So I was like, look at the train of events that happened. And I asked my uncle, I said, what is your friend doing? What is your friend doing on? Let him not skip the fact. I said, this man is 40 plus. Why is he there? It was, when I say it was one of the funniest things I've ever done in my life, it was so funny. Nigerian men. Anyway, let me just tell you guys at the conclusion. You know how me, I always say, put yourself out there, join dating apps. I take it back.
Really?
Let me not lie, I take it all back. Because I think I was thinking of like when me and my friends were first on dating apps in Nigeria, like 2018, where like it was, what's going on there now? First of all.
But you guys are not on premium though.
No, because we refused to pay we refused to pay 1,900.
Fake me. Is that per month or is it just like?
It was per month. I was very offended by the fact that they kept telling me, they'll say, oh, these premium people like you, pay 1,900. I said, for what? For what?
This wedding that we're supposed to do next year.
They'll put it in one corner that these are your ideal matches, Kinika. They've selected you, they're premium members. And I was like, okay, so I should. And I said, we can never pay. And then obviously on Bumble, the babe, you have to like message.
Make the first move.
And then men have all these prompts.
Like what?
But it's never like, oh, tell me something interesting. Ask me about my favorite. Ask me about my favorite food. Ask me who is my favorite.
And they can never pass rice and stew.
I said, what sorts of stupid prompts? Just dead banter.
Imagine asking a guy like, okay, so what's your favorite food? He now says tash and banga.
No, there was not one guy that said, ask me about my funniest date experience. Only for the experience to be one time that he forgot his wallet.
Who is laughing?
And I was like, honey,
laughing?
This is not a good first introduction. What you're yarning me is that you're likely to step out with me. And finally he was, oh, haha. He now kept writing, promise not to laugh. I said, my dear, you are not in danger of anybody.
I think me and do you know a way we can make money?
How?
Legit, me and Michael Jackson will follow you around while you go on dates on Tinder.
I think so. I really think that.
that would be so much fun.
You guys, you don't understand. And then also another thing that has changed since the last time I had a dating app like 3-4 years ago is half of the people on that app were 40 plus, not 30, 40 plus.
No,
like all of them were like 42, 44. And then there were a lot of very strange things.
Okay, Kemi, you're not.
There was one guy, bold letters, no time for small talk. if you want small talk, just don't talk to me. No time for small talk. I said, oh. Caps like this.
The guy has said,
guy said, hi, how are you? Tired?
How are you? Are you ready to marry?
He said, no time for small talk. If you're not ready for deep chat, just don't talk to me. I said, Let me read the second one.
Okay.
Good. Madam FK is Minister for Social Welfare. Very good. Hi, Jules and Presido. My dad, Jules and Pluto Presido. Am I in Pluto?
Yeah.
Mado. My dad has a business which he built from scratch and has run for the past 30 years. Lately, he's been pushing me to come and work for him and learn the ropes. But in all honesty, I dread it. How can I let him know I don't want to work for him? And I'd rather build something on my own and have a very little affiliation with this. P.S. He's very Yoruba. Thanks for adding that little caveat. I understand the kind of man. This person has probably been telling people that I'm mommy,
Yes.
That are going to take over. See, this thing is tough.
Very, very.
Let me know, like, parents wanting you to, like, carry on their legacy or what have you. It's tough because they mean well. But like you might have just less than zero interest. The truth is, what's going to come down to this is your life. Are you going to be living dreading it and running his business, or you have to find a way for it free? What I would do is I'll try and do like a best of both worlds situation. I'll try and help. Like I will be involved in the sense that I'll try and help him find somebody else to take over the thing, and then like be, showing interest in the matter while I explain that this is actually not what I want to do. I feel like you would deeply hurt his feelings if you go in on a, fuck you and your business. I don't want to do this. I hate this. This is so boring, blah, blah, blah. I feel like you have to just try and let it be like, see, I have my own life, but it's not that I will not participate, but I can't take it over.
There are multiple ways to do it. So both our parents have businesses that we have zero interest in. And I think once my parents kind of clocked that none of their children are interested in any way, meaningful way, particularly me, I'm quite stubborn when it comes to stuff like that. So my dad designed a company that doesn't require family legacy to go on. And I think that's something culturally we are not used to at all. Actually, maybe that's what we'll end up talking about. But I've been thinking about it recently. In a lot of businesses that are big, deeply successful businesses, they're built around an individual's identity. Yeah. So like corporate governance, is so weak and so low because their automatic assumption is that this is for my children. Yeah. But not this is for my children to inherit as part. I'm building a legacy for them to feed off of, but more like I'm building something for them to collect from me
and take over.
And that's not how businesses that succeed like 50 years, 40 years, that move from one generation to the next. You don't design it like that. You live in hope that you design something so attractive that your children want to be a part of it, but you build it so that, they're directors, they're majority stakeholders and shareholders, right? It's like CEO of Disney is not a Disney, right? But they collect that check. They collect those checks regularly. And that's how you design a company that I know you want to give them all the trade secrets, and it would be so nice to sit down and you guys are discussing business.
I feel like the idea of it is very sweet.
Yeah.
In that, like, I started something. So the truth is, actually, having said this, I really love a family business. Let me know.
No, I'm not saying that. But I
mean it from the sense that I really love when it works.
Yeah, but the thing is, if it's not working, because
I hate it when
I've also seen the opposite.
Yes, I hate it when you can see that they're trying to hang on to it.
Yeah.
And you're like, please.
And it's not working. And even worse is the thing where like it's forced and it's pushed and it's pushed. And we saw this, I've seen this a lot in like my parents' generation. where like somebody built something that was really, really cool in the 40s and the 50s. And by the time their kids take over, either through a combination of a lack of actual real interest and even worse, a lack of skill, means they absolutely destroy the business and just see it as an extractive source.
Where they can just be collecting money.
They're collecting money, but they're not building, they're not moving forward because they have no interest. So as the world is moving ahead,
they're leaving it behind.
They're leaving it behind because they don't care enough about the business to see like what does it look like for this business to be relevant in 2023. Yep. And what are we doing for this business to be relevant in 2030? Because quite frankly, they don't care. They don't like it. Now, if the company was designed in a way that like it's about, it's an attractive, okay. I mean, I know the founders of GT.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't matter who is the MD of that bank.
It doesn't.
They are eating good. Okay,
it is sweet.
They're eating
at all times.
They're eating deliciously.
All their generations are currently eating
like there are
good.
a lot of banks where it's just like and we can't think of it as only something for banks or for restaurant businesses can do the same. Fabric businesses can do the same. There are a lot of ways, but Nigerians are so deathly afraid of. Not afraid, but we've not come to a place where we understand that corporate governance is not only for like big multi-million dollars in the hundreds of $1 million businesses.
Also succession planning, which I think people don't really think about or do. Especially in this kind of instance where, okay, you want someone to take it over, but you don't really like go. So I know other people who are now in their parents' businesses, but the way they did it was almost like we all went to uni, in England, blah, 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 and they came back. And then when they came back, they didn't go there. They went to do some other high-flying job. And at just some points, they just, the parents are just like, some event happens or something, and they're just like, okay, it's time for you to take over. Now, you can imagine having worked in that company for maybe 5-6 years. And then this, like, yuppie is just coming in, just excuse me, you don't know what we do here. And so the way they do it is a lot of times not like the proper transition way of, enter the business and then give it like a year or two where you're actually learning the ropes. So I remember one of my friends, I was saying, and he was just talking about, he just joined this business, and everyone knows he's like heir apparent, but people sort of resent him because they're like, guy, where have you been? All of us have been here. All of a sudden you're in the meeting, you're saying one or two things, and I'm like...
And your dad is nodding like an agama.
I'm like, what do you know about this? Yeah, like, listen to me, I'm the one here. And he's even like, it's not that he wants you to say anything. It's his dad that is more so like, see, these are people's organ. And they're a bit like, how?
So I think you need to have that discussion with your dad. And, that might be more helpful than...
I think it's going to be a lot more helpful than trying to. But I would say like the parts you can participate in.
You should.
Honestly, I think 100%. You should. Not even for anything more so that he cares about this thing.
Yeah,
do you get?
And you care about your dad.
See, as somebody who has fought with their parents for a living, do you get? I take it upon myself to see how I can disagree with this thing you said now. How is it possible for me to disagree with it? But now I'm also just like, you know what? I'm not going to compromise on certain like very important things in my life. For example, what I spend most of my time doing. So it's not, if it was, can you help? It's different. But he's asking you to take it over. Like this will now be your life. It's not a small favor. So for me, I wouldn't compromise like what I use most of my time to do. But you also have to realize that, again, just for a relationship, there's just things you have to do. And I think if he cares about this deeply, this is business, obviously. And you might not like it, but he has built it. Whichever way, if it's like the marketing that you might care about, you can just contribute, I promise you, a little bit. And they're so happy.
They're really, really
that like
pleased.
You care. If you're a finance person, if you just look at their books the one time, I feel like there's, or more so what most young people can do, just check like how they're doing on maybe social media, little things like that where they probably haven't gotten these things sorted out.
Finally, we have God Abeg, who says, I'm at the stage where all my friends are getting married and turning 30. Yay for them. But I am seriously single and in debt, over £30,000. So all these trips to Tulum, Barbados, and Zanzibar on the horizon are giving me deep anxiety. I don't have that many friends because I've had friendship trauma in the past. So I feel like I need to be there for them, but equally, mioliwaku. I'm even owing one of them from these last destination wedding rocks we went for. So how do I strike the balance and communicate that, guys, I'm on the brink of bankruptcy and can't attend any events without them being upset, freeing me, or even using me to make a Twitter thread.
This is a perfect dilemma for the two of us. When I say this is a perfect dilemma, because what you are saying now, this was happening in our
Okay,
lives.
guys, let me. This weekend I forgot to tell you something. This weekend, Mr. John got engaged. Yes, we are.
Mr. John has done
Mr. John.
a thing. Shout out to Mr.
My
John.
business partner John.
Mr. John is not off the market.
Engaged.
Very much a married man.
And one of my friends, Tejri, got engaged. So when we say this is, let's even count the friends we have in common. Like getting married. Our producer is getting married in January.
Yes, Dima.
No, Tolani.
First. No. I'm counting
Dima is getting married probably next year.
John.
Mr. John is getting married. Folari is getting married. Tejiri is getting married.
That's for where these two of us are going for 100%. Like, you know, so the one we've left out, like, I have some,
yes.
You have some that like, now we've left out the ones that I'm going to, she's not going to, she's going to, I'm not going to. But the four we've mentioned now, you know when you say that you can't not go?
Yeah.
Like there's no, unless I'm literally like dying on a hospital bed.
No, not even really dying. Because the dying, they'll say you can't come back and go back to the hospital.
Unless I'm dying on a hospital bed, these people are not going to Bedge.
Bedge is even in December.
Bedge is even, yeah. But these people are not going to, it's not going to make sense. You know that there's no story that you say that, oh, no, you are going.
Yeah.
So it's more so about finding how you go. Now if they call Zanzibar, it's not
possible.
If they call, you know, Florida, you're just waiting with bated breath to get that location. Okay, this is how we're coming through. And all of us are 30, well, even 30 plus. All of us are turning 31, actually.
31, 32.
Is what we're turning. 31, 32, 33. And by, you know, like that.
35, say.
Yeah. And so people are marrying.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're marrying aplenty.
People are born aplenty.
They're not even just marrying. Their children are turning one aplenty. Amashe baby shower. Amashe bridal shower.
Baby dedication.
We're doing 1 year old. We're doing 5. You know, it is very plenty, the celebrations that are going on. And it is not, and it's almost worse when these are not like, as in my house, these are my
friends.
Inside,
yeah.
These are my inside friends. And I'm looking at the rest of them that are about to get engaged that I know, and I'm like, God, I beg.
Yeah.
So honestly, it's a tough thing because economy is tough. Mans are broke. But it's almost also like, what are you going to do? Now, what I would say is I have not gone to things in the past that were like hurtful. Let's just say, because I didn't have the money. It does, like, it affects things a little bit. At the end of the day, you have to do what you have to do, but it also sort of depends on the kind of friends you have and the level of openness.
But you know what? So I was about to say that, like, you are already, it's not like you're already in a precarious financial situation. There's nothing you can do about that. I do think your anxiety, I say this thing all the time when it comes to friendships. I think a lot of times we judge our friend. We get so afraid because we're thinking of how we would think of our friends. So you would be upset. So if Akemi says she can't come to my wedding, for instance, what I'm hearing is that I need to figure out a way for her to get there without it being her own money.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing for that. Because for her to come to me with that, I know she's not lying. She doesn't have the money.
And you know, for that sort of thing, you wouldn't just say it.
You won't just say it.
You'd have thought about, how do I work it out? Before you get to a point where telling somebody very close to you that I don't think I can afford
this thing
to show up.
But if you wrote something in Yoruba, so that means you're Nigerian.
Yeah.
So a lot of Nigerian culture, people that are doing the second part. It's probably the white wedding. I do think what you need to do is show up in the best way you can for all things that are happening close to home.
And if you absolutely can't go, honestly, just be upfront about it.
Be upfront.
Nobody can beat you.
No,
and
nobody beats you. At the age we are, you know, things are very... Death is not a joke.
No.
Death is... Like, everybody understands, like, the gravity of what it means for somebody to be in debt. Death is not...
And also for you to just not have money. I think we all understand it at this point.
So you need to be upfront with your friends. You can't be lying. So this is another thing. So everybody's life looks good from the outside looking in. So maybe if it's the worry that your close friends don't actually know that you are in debt. So you coming to tell them I can't go, it's going to sound crazy. But if they are able to make that ask of you, then you have good friends enough
You're
to be
good
like, I
friends
can't
enough
afford
to
this.
say, look,
and I'm
this
working
is my situation, I can't afford it. And then they might react any one of which ways. They might say, okay, cool, perfect. They might say, okay, let's figure out something we can do. But the one thing I would say for sure is don't get into more debt.
No, do not do that.
On behalf of these
do
events.
not do that.
Not that they're not important. It's very important to celebrate with your
don't
people.
Do that.
But I don't think it's important enough for you to like be in a deeper financial hole. If there is another way for it to be sorted out. I've seen situations where everyone then came together and said, you know what?
Yeah.
This person can't go. Let's all drop the money for them to go. That way you're free of obligation. I would not enter more debt. No,
do not do that.
Because you'll have a great time. But guess what? You're going to come back and you'll be on... You'll be the only person...
She won't have a good time.
You'll be the person in debt still when you get back. Do you know what I mean? So I think, again, being honest and upfront is the best thing. And also just showing up in any other, like, non-financial...
I've done it. There are things I couldn't make it to. And it hurt me really, really badly, but I had to be honest.
I was very upset that I could not go, but like, what was I going to do?
Yeah. It's not...
And there are other times where people have said, let's run it.
Yeah, it's not a good decision to get into debt for parties.
Yeah, there's times where I have said, like to someone who's saying, oh, I can't come. I was like, no, we'll sort it out.
Yeah.
And life is fluid and it honestly depends.
I just even think, even if nobody comes and says, oh, we'll run it or whatever, you can't go into debt over a wedding. No. Like, it doesn't make sense. Even your own wedding, I don't think people should be going into debt for their own. So I think the quote-unquote lifestyle is really, really nice, but it's not worth... £30,000 is a lot of money to start piling onto that.
It's a lot of money.
I found recently that with things that are termed luxury, they're getting more expensive. So it feels like the airlines post-COVID have decided that like
they don't even want you to fly because I don't understand.
They want to make sure that every penny, not only are they making it back, they're 10x in it. So flight prices are ridiculous. Nice hotel prices are insane. Like experiences are getting more and more expensive. There's a time that you could have like a nice experience that didn't cost a lot.
That wasn't that crazy.
People understand like the optics of social media and are using that as a benchmark for like pricing things. So there's no way for you to do certain things that where you could quote unquote run it and it could be like, oh, you could have a nice looking, like a nice feeling and looking holiday at a medium budget. No, it's not happening anymore.
So I don't know. It's weird.
Do that.
And for me, like even just this issue of brokenness, but it's funny because in the last 2 years, I would say that things like I've kind of made the most money, but I've also been the most broke because different priorities are at stake now. One is building something. So as money is coming in, it's moving out. Yeah. Now, the thing is, this is the first time, and this thing really affected me. I would say like 2 years, have I been on holiday to do what? No. But that was like a normal benchmark of my life. Like a small time now, I'd have traveled for this, And in that time, I couldn't go to people's weddings abroad because it's like, where is the money coming from? And that's just the way, I don't know how to explain it. That's just the way life is.
I think it's also
even
like,
against next year, I'm hoping for the best too. In my mind now, as I am, I'm going. But like, if push comes to shove, I will sit down with those people, pay a man Pino. I don't want you to be annoyed.
Yeah, but
this is a situation and I can't do it. I'm going to get you a nice gift. I'm going to show up. If you want me to follow you up and down, all your errands, we're going to do that. And like, love you, but can't make it. People are grown, you know.
People say we talk about money a lot on this podcast, but I think it's such a big deal. People don't realize that the way you view yourself, what you're worried about. Yes, but more importantly, like, so I was thinking about this whole soft life thing today. And the origin of it was just not being stressed. But now it's been morphed into this
like
thing
high luxury, a lot of money.
Where you're living a high luxury life across the board. So you're not just going to bed. You're going to bed on 1,000 thread count sheets from Turkey with, this 300-pound humidifier, and you're using high-end Dior and Lancome makeup, and you are wearing very expensive clothes, and you're eating at really expensive restaurants. And it's becoming the opposite of what it's meant to be, because now people are stressed
on the soft life.
Imagine being stressed over how you're going to live a soft life. That's the opposite of what this thing was. Yeah. When Nigerians started saying soft life, it was that guys would be like, oh, I'm not in the mood to enter. I remember one tweet I saw where the guy was like, only him, he paid for all the seats at the back of the bus. Soft life. And that's what it was supposed to be. No, seriously, it was not supposed to be a thing that like made people anxious. That how will I live soft life? Like I remember thinking one day that, man, I'm going to buy one whole loaf of hot bread from Exo Bakery, 8K brioche,
Soft.
go to chow it by myself. Soft life. But now it's taking on this meaning, and people are so anxious and afraid and to live up, and it cracks me up because it doesn't worth it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand people feeling bad about those things, but you can't live a life based on that.
It's stressful and it's tough, but like again, see, when it comes down to it, first of all, you can't kill yourself, and also you just have to face reality. It's just tough. It is. And you hope and pray to be like in a situation where you can do everything you want to do. Sometimes that's just not the case. And I guess the hope is that the people in your life kind of understand that and like everything is okay. And you show up the best way you can.
Yeah. No, I know 30K.
It's not do or die, Sha. That's what I'll just hear you.
For me, even if it's do or die, it's die. Like, I'm not doing jack. No, you know me now. Yeah. Nothing really like nothing will push me into.
No.
I get priced out easily. And Fakem is always laughing when I say it. Once you increase your price too much, I don't feel under pressure. So, my makeup artist has increased their price. I'll find another one.
Yeah.
I'm not. You know what? They're working with a fantastic base already. I'm not an ugly girl. Okay, it's not as if they need to have gifted hands to make me look beautiful. So once you price me out, I move on really, really quickly. I'm not going to put myself under pressure because there's nothing worse than that regret after.
Nothing.
I've done it before where I've overspent to keep up an appearance. And I remember thinking, I sat down at home and I was like, this is the last time you're ever going to do this shit. Ever, ever, ever. I hated how I felt after. I hated it completely. It wasn't worth what's like the financial hole I put myself into. I hated it so much.
Wow, we've gone to so many places in this episode.
I'm so sorry, guys, but I just had so many thoughts.
Yeah.
I had so many thoughts.
I feel like it's one of them.
Okay, this is the end of the podcast. Please, if you're watching this on YouTube, you guys, we say this all the time, but do you know that this is not the end of, like this, what you're seeing
please
is like
go and listen to the actual episode.
Go and listen to it on a streaming platform.
How we can like shout this thing.
I don't know.
But if you're on YouTube, the episode exists, like the audio
it's so
episode.
Long and it's so delicious.
It's actually much better.
It hits so much better.
For you to listen to the whole thing more than this YouTube clip.
What else?
So.
Apparently, people need to be liking us. So these YouTube people that complain that we're not getting the entire thing. So I'll see like 20,000 views. 100 and something likes.
Please, are you all right? On the algorithm.
Yeah.
If you like us, so that's why people are always doing like this. Just like this. It's here, subscribe, like. I need to do that. If you go for that.
Because it's a booster.
Yeah. If you go for that, we'll be up.
Yeah.
That's just how to
What else?
If you go for that, we'll be very much up.
If you're watching this and you work for any company that has money, I saw what I said is doing show.
We're doing show.
And we need
and you
money.
know you guys have said that we should do this show. And we want to do
it badly.
But let's level with you. You know the problem with I want to level with you now. You know the issue with doing our December show. There's no issue. You people will come.
No, 100.
We'll be there, we'll be fantastic. Also, too, not an issue. You know what's an issue? Naira. Let me explain to you. The kind of big venue that we need to accommodate all of you, plenty people. Because every time I step out now, people are like, I hope, So it goes from like, oh, can't wait to see the show to I hope you're having a show. You know when someone tells you something that I know you're threatening me. Now, to put on this show, the way we want to put it on, it costs
funds.
Cash dollars. Funds. Girls need funds. And we want to do it the right way. We want to do it properly. And so we need what they call sponsors. Now, one or two we have, but like we want to do it properly. And let me tell you the truth. The reason why like it's been a while since we've done an event is because I don't like when we do things and we don't do it the right way. It really, really, like, see what everything we just said about it really upsets me. And so I want to have a show so that you will enjoy it.
And not to be funny, but we like to be ahead.
That's it.
Ahead of the curve.
Ahead of the
Slightly.
curve. And so we've done it. We've done things. And now we want to try and like do more than that.
Yeah, make it fun.
Also, we want to try and make it so that you enjoy it like more. Thoroughly. And we also enjoy it more. And so once again, if we work in any company that said they want to sponsor this one,
they're looking for what to do.
They're looking for what to do.
We're there for you.
Please tell them that we're doing a show. and we need people, and they'll benefit from the show because
Deeply.
there'll be like 1,000 plus people there. So this is it. This is a genuine request, though.
We're not joking, because people think we're
I know
always joking.
people think we're joking, but I'm actually being dead serious.
We're dead serious. We're dead serious.
Like, this is quarter to the time of the show, and I'm like, the only thing holding us back is we need like 2 more sponsors. You get? So if we can run it,
if not, we'll meet you on Zoom.
my dear.
We'll all be on Zoom.
If not, it's Christmas special episode you do.
Max.
I'm telling you, because
Max.
I won't do
No,
a
we won't do
substance.
rubbish. Nah, just forget about that.
I won't do a surprise
We'll
event.
just change this.
And the thing is,
the curtain will be red. We'll have Christmas tree.
I'm our
bam,
Santa cap.
Same finish.
That's it.
That's the best
because
you
we
get.
want to do the show and the party, and we want to do it, want to do it properly. So this is our
It's our rallying cry.
We do greet you especially on that.
Is there anything else?
I don't think
I think
so.
that's about it. We'll have a guest next week, and we wish you the best.
Oh wait, I was gonna say we're discussing this on the podcast.
Yeah.
I want to try people sending voice notes.
Yeah, but how would they do it if they're worried about being recognized? Because you know that thing about voices.
They should change their voice.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to think about it. Send voice notes with your dilemmas.
Send voice notes with your dilemmas.
And we'll see if we can
to
try.
the email address.
Yeah.
Or if you want to put it on the form, you can put your voice notes on WeTransfer and send the WeTransfer link
with the password.
For us to download.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to try or send the email is on the podcast, on the Instagram and wherever else.
Mm-hmm.
Send a voice note with. I want to try playing voice note dilemmas. Shout out to Problem Man for this very idea. TMT, you are well done.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Do what you need to do. Share, like, subscribe, and goodbye.